Happy May, sisters. It's so great to see you. I pray that this video finds you well, that everything is going fine for you, your family, friends, work, all is well. Today, as always, when we come to SSU News, I like to bring to you things that are not in the mainstream media. I don't know if you heard this, but last month we heard about the death of this guy. So I'm not going to be speaking. I'm going to be mostly quoting today and not speaking some words because of the censorship that's going on these days. But this guy, he was the founder, the co-founder of Cash App. Cash App, if you in America, is a popular mobile payment service, and he was killed actually on the streets. So when I heard about the death, I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to say anything. So I was just like, I knew that there's a possibility, but I didn't want to say anything until I got a text with a video link that talks about the increasing number of deaths of people who are either owners or people who are either inventors of these digital money platforms. When I say digital money platforms, I'm talking about things like Zelle, things like Cash App, things like Bitcoin, or other cryptocurrency platforms. These are things that nobody talks about, but they are happening. And the goal of today's video is just to expose this. Just going to talk briefly about what's going on with the whole this death, but my main purpose is to really direct you to the video that I watched that talks about it, and you will be really enlightened to see what's going on behind the scenes. So these deaths are either caused by suicide, they're caused by mental illness, or they're either caused by overdose, right? And you may you may think, oh, you're thinking too much, you're reading too much into this. But here's my question, sisters and brothers. Um, with every death, whether it's caused by suicide, mental illness, or overdose, here's my question: why is it only mainly the people who are associated with these digital money platforms? And what's going on with the ushering, as you may have heard the ushering of this, because people now, more governments are pushing for this. Why is it that all of those owners of the owners or those platforms, those digital money platforms, it feels like they're trying to, with the advent of this, they're trying to set aside and push aside these digital money platforms? That's what I'm thinking, because you can't be telling me that everybody is that belong to those digital money platforms. I'm not saying that everybody's dying, but why is it an increasing number of deaths in that sector while this is coming together? And for those who don't know, this is actually going to be a government centralized money service. So the whole purpose of this being implemented in many countries right now is for the government to kind of have that surveillance, if we can say, on how we spend our money. Even though they don't say it that way, but if you look behind, if you read between the lines, that's basically what it's going to be about. Why is it that I can't just make my purchase the way I usually do it? Why do I have to go through a government system to do it? In America, this coming July, they're going to be launching this. So what this is, it's a government centralized payment system that was deemed to allow for faster payment when you're making transactions. So let me give you a straightforward example. I am on Amazon and I want to buy a book. So in the past, what used to happen, I enter my bank card information. Now, my bank is alerted that I want to buy a book on Amazon, and then my bank issues the payment to Amazon. Now, with this new system, what will happen is the bank alerts the government that this system, this government centralized system, that hey, she wants to buy a book on Amazon. And then the government system, centralized system, was like, oh, okay. And then the government centralized system, issues the payment to Amazon. I don't know how they call it fast, but somehow the process for them is fast. So, like I said, we have to read in between the lines. What is actually happening here? Why make such something that used to be just an easier process, make it through now the government? If only they can tell us the real reason, but obviously they won't. They will just tell you about, oh, these are the benefits, etc., etc. But if you look into it, sisters and brothers, this gives the government eyes on what we do with our finances. They know the less transactions we had. They know the less transaction we made. They know where we spend this money, that. And it's almost going to be, well, did I say almost? It's going to be like what is currently happening in China with the social credit score, where the government sees, oh, are you a good citizen? Yes, great. We can allow you to do XYZ. Oh, you just recently posted something online that goes against the government. We're going to be freezing your account. And not too long ago, wasn't it in Canada, when the truckers, I'm sure you must have heard about that, when the truckers were against the whole wine situation and they were protesting, what did the Canadian government do? The Canadian government ordered banks to freeze those truckers' accounts just because they were protesting against the wine. So, let alone, this is even when the government does not have immediate access to your bank account and they can order banks to freeze your account. Now that they have access to your bank account, what else can they do? Oh, you said something that wasn't right. Freeze. You said something that goes against the mainstream opinion. Freeze your account. It's going to be a surveillance scheme. When we talk about Big Brother of 1984, the book, this is what we're heading towards. So this is already penetrating Africa. I mean, we saw the example of Nigeria with the e-naira, even though it was like, oh, it's going to be the latest technology that will help move people forward. It's only going to be the beginning of the end. The end of what? The end of people's freedom, of citizens' freedom. And if they already started penetrating Nigeria, let alone the rest of African countries. Like I always say, ignorance is not bliss, sisters and brothers. Ignorance is not bliss. We can't just say, oh, we just let the government decide for us and we'll just fold our hands. We need to be awake. We need to be sober. I'm not saying that we should rise up and protest against the government and what they're doing, but we should be more and more and more prayerful. The church of God is still here. The rapture hasn't happened yet. So we need to pray for the Lord's direction. What are we supposed to do when things like that are going to be fully implemented? What direction are we supposed to take? What attitude are we supposed to take? And also, we can also pray for God to destroy some of those works, some of these demonic works, devilish works. I know that the world will come to an end, the world will be destroyed, but still, we are here. The church of God is here. So we need to pray for God to really destroy some of these works of darkness. And it's so important, sisters, it's so important for us to understand what's going on right now, to be aware of what's going on right now, because ignorance, again, is not bliss. It's not good to be negligent about these things. But um, so, like I said, I have a video that I want to direct you. It's an 18-minute video, and it's honestly worth your time to just take when you have a free time, to just sit down and quietly and critically watch this video to understand the things that are going on behind our backs. Okay, sisters, let's continue to stay informed with all the craziness that's going on in this world. Until I meet you next time, by God's grace, I pray that you continue to stay blessed and stay firm in the faith. Take care, sisters. Bye.